Alright, so the first task on keyboard is to memorize the notes. On a full-size piano, if you look right in the center, and this is where the name badge usually is on the piano, though you can't see it with the camera angle. But right about the center, you'll see these two black keys. And just to the left of them, that note is C. And that's what we call middle C because it's in the middle of the piano. It's also called C4, as in C1, C2, C3, C4. And then you just follow the alphabet from there. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. What we want eventually is to recognize, here's B and C are buddies, and here's E and F are best friends. So you can see your whole step and half step pattern here. And you want to relate to the white keys as far as like how they fit into the black key pattern. So in your mind, you want to think, oh, A is the one that's to the right of center on the 3-key combo, and G is the one that's to the left of center on the 3-key combo. You want to think of it that way, and then also using buddies and best friends to help you locate them in your mind. At first, you'll be a little slow to pick out the letters. A lot of keyboards have the letters printed on them. I would strongly recommend against overusing that. You really do want to try and memorize it. It doesn't take that long, and it'll help you a lot if you just really know where they are. All right, so chords. Chord is basically, I'll start you in the key of C, the diatonic chords of C. So basically what you do, the white keys from C to C is the key of C. So each letter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 is back to C again. So what you want to do is, for each letter there's a chord. So C chord, the way you make it is you skip D, you go to E, you skip F, you go to G. In other words, it's every other letter. It's called stacking thirds. C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, that's a third. E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, that's another third. You definitely want to train your hands 1 finger per key, just like on guitar, it's 1 finger per fret. Later on, we will definitely break that rule, but right now it's really important for your training. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 1. Really train your hand this way. You're going to need to look at music and not look at your hands. And if you're undisciplined with your fingers, it'll be a real mess. So really try and train those fingers. 1 finger per key. All right, and in that spirit, if you do the first finger, the third finger, and the fifth finger, you got the root, third, and fifth of your chord. That is a C major chord. Now what's cool about training your hand this way is if you want your D chord, you simply slide it up one and bam. Now you got a D chord. You could probably hear it sounds different. C chord is happy, it's major. D chord is melancholy, that's a minor chord. Let's move up to E. That's minor. F is major, sounds happy. G is major, sounds happy. A, that's minor. This one, really intense, sounds kind of foreboding. That's a diminished chord. And then back to C. Now really you want to do this with your left hand quite a bit too. C, major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished. Now you want to train both hands to do this. C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and back to C. Now once your hands will do that, what you do is your hands mirror each other, but you use your left hand for chords. Use your right hand for melody. So a melody, what you're doing is you're connecting the notes of the chord with the in-between notes. you land on these notes, it will sound bad. Sounds really off, right? So these are what we call passing tones, or hot potatoes. They make the music exciting, but if you hang on to them, it'll start burning your ears. So we want... Now I move up to D. You can make your own pattern. I know mine sounds a little goofy, you know, kind of a happy, almost like a children's song, but that's okay. It'll sound like that when you're beginning. Now, you hear when I hit that A? I hit it on a strong beat. It sounded a little awkward. So, notice. So the notes that belong to the chord I'm hitting as this chord's being hit on the beat. These ones I'm hitting in between. Well, that's another rule we'll break later, but you have to know how, otherwise it'll sound terrible. So right now, just learning how to get the basics down right now. Now, F, G, A, now B is going to be weird because it's diminished. It's a very intense chord. But that's the excitement. That's like right before the song closes. That's the high point. That intensity is great because it feels good to resolve it when you end up back in C. And that's exactly how music works. It's like telling a story. You start out mellow, start building tension. So you might notice sometimes I miss keys a little bit. I don't spend a lot of time on piano. My chops aren't up, so you know my fingers are a little clumsy. So putting the hours in, you'll be hitting these keys accurately and not accidentally hitting other keys like I do once in a while because I'm just not spending much time on piano these days. So play with that concept. I'd like you to really get that down. And then there's one more thing that's kind of fun. If you have a sustain pedal, you can use it for this one. Otherwise, what you're going to do is you're going to do your chord with your left hand and then your right hand. And then you cross over left hand and then you cross under right hand and maintain that pattern. And it goes like this. And backwards too. I'm not sure if I can do it backwards. I haven't practiced. Bad for being a little rusty, and it sounds great with the pedal. And you can do that through all your chords. That's what I need to practice. Hit a couple wrong notes there. And then later on, we'll graduate you to using 4-note chords. That note's out of tune. So we call a plagal cadence, the amen cadence. Amen. I'll show you how to do that later. But for now, train your fingers, both hands, to do these chords and challenge yourself not just to play them mindlessly, but in your mind you got to do the work. You want to think about what these are. C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, back to C. Arpeggiate. These are called arpeggios. Arpeggiate C, arpeggiate D minor, arpeggiate E minor, F major, G major. Oh, you hear it? I hit a wrong note. Sounded a little jazzy. There we go. G, G's major, A minor. Then B diminished. It's really intense. And then back to C. Still got to tune that part of the piano a little.